The Pittsburgh Steelers have undergone a dramatic transformation this offseason, executing one of the boldest and most talked-about roster overhauls in recent franchise history. Coming off a frustrating 2024 season that saw them lose control of the AFC North late in the year and suffer an early postseason exit, the front office decided to waste no time in making sweeping changes. Gone are familiar names like Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, George Pickens, and Najee Harris. In their place, a new era led by none other than future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, explosive wideout DK Metcalf, and rising star Caleb Johnson. This isn't just a facelift, it's a complete recalibration of what Pittsburgh wants to be in 2025. But as the Steelers prepare to report for training camp on July 23 at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, questions still linger about whether this team is truly complete. It's easy to get caught up in the glamour of big-name acquisitions, but championships aren't won on paper, they're forged in depth, versatility, and execution. And one area where the Steelers might still be lacking is tight end. Yes, Pat Freiermuth remains a dependable starter. Darnell Washington offers size and blocking prowess. Connor Hayward brings special teams utility and versatility. And undrafted rookie J.J. Galbraith is a wild card. But for a team trying to maximize the limited window of opportunity presented by Aaron Rodgers' arrival, and with Metcalf now demanding extra defensive attention, it's fair to ask whether Pittsburgh needs just one more weapon to put the offense over the top. Enter Noah Fant, the dynamic tight end currently on the Seattle Seahawks roster, and a name recently floated as a potential trade target by CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin. Fant, now 27 years old, is entering the final year of his contract, and all signs point to Seattle potentially moving on from him. The Seahawks recently spent a high draft pick on Elijah Arroyo, a young and athletic tight end many believe will quickly ascend into a starting role. For a Seattle team trying to get younger and create financial flexibility, moving Fant now makes sense, and for the Steelers, it might be an opportunity too valuable to ignore. Fant's football journey began at the University of Iowa, where he showcased rare athleticism and playmaking ability at the tight end position. A two-time All-Big Ten selection, he entered the NFL draft in 2019 and was selected 20th overall by the Denver Broncos. In Denver, Fant wasted no time making his presence felt, hauling in 170 passes for 1,905 yards and 10 touchdowns over 3 seasons. His combination of speed, size, and route running made him a mismatch nightmare for linebackers and safeties alike. Then came the blockbuster trade that sent Russell Wilson to the Broncos and brought Fant to the Seahawks. Over 3 seasons in Seattle, Fant remained productive despite being part of a sometimes inconsistent passing game. He added another 130 receptions for 1,400 yards and 5 touchdowns to his career totals. While his usage varied depending on the offensive scheme and quarterback situation, Fant never lost his ability to stretch the field and create after the catch. Now, with just 1 year remaining on his contract, and a cap hit of $13.41 million, Seattle faces a decision. Trading Fant would save them close to $9 million in 2025, money they could use to reinforce other areas of the roster. For Pittsburgh, absorbing Fant's $8.49 million base salary, plus $510,000 in per-game bonuses, would be a manageable cost, especially considering their win-now approach. And the fit in Pittsburgh? It's almost poetic. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith has long favored multi-tight end sets and creative play design that exploits mismatches. With Freiermuth already entrenched as a strong blocker and route runner, adding Fant to the mix could allow Smith to unleash a devastating 2-tight end formation. Imagine Rodgers with Metcalf on the outside, Johnson in the backfield, and Freiermuth and Fant running layered routes over the middle. It's the kind of offensive versatility that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. There's also a personal connection that can't be overlooked. Fant previously worked with current Steelers assistant Zach Azzanni during their time in Denver. That familiarity could ease the transition and allow Fant to integrate into the offensive scheme more quickly. In a league where continuity and comfort often spell the difference between success and failure, this kind of pre-existing relationship could prove invaluable. Of course, trading for Fant wouldn't come without risk. He's entering a contract year and will likely be seeking a multi-year extension, possibly commanding upwards of $10 to $12 million per season. For a team already investing heavily in Rodgers and Metcalf, cap management will be key. But with the NFL salary cap expected to rise again in 2026, locking up Fant now could be viewed as a smart, forward-thinking move, especially if his production in Pittsburgh exceeds what he managed in Seattle. The Steelers have already shown they're not afraid to make aggressive moves. Shipping out George Pickens, who despite his talent brought volatility to the locker room, was a statement. Bringing in DK Metcalf, a player with both elite skills and proven playoff experience, was another. Now, they may have one more piece left to acquire, a tight end who can give them another layer of offensive creativity and unpredictability. Fant isn't just a stopgap. He's a former first-rounder still in his prime, with the physical tools to dominate if used correctly. He's also a player who's never truly been unleashed in a system designed to maximize tight end production. In Pittsburgh, with Rodgers throwing the ball and Arthur Smith drawing up plays, he may finally get that chance. But timing is everything. With training camp rapidly approaching, decisions must be made soon. Pittsburgh's front office, led by General Manager Omar Khan, has proven to be strategic and opportunistic. If the price for Fant is a mid-round pick, perhaps a day 3 selection in the 2025 draft, then the potential upside could vastly outweigh the cost. After all, few players taken on day 3 will possess the same athletic upside and proven NFL production as Fant. There's also the broader strategic picture to consider. The AFC is stacked with elite quarterbacks and explosive offenses. If the Steelers are serious about keeping pace with teams like the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, and Bengals, they'll need every possible advantage. Depth at tight end may not be the most glamorous concern, but in close games, the kind decided by third down conversions and red zone efficiency, having a player like Fant could be the edge that makes the difference. The Steelers are clearly all in on 2025. By moving on from younger, less consistent pieces and replacing them with proven veterans, they've made their intentions unmistakable. The window with Rodgers is small, maybe 1 or 2 years at most. Every decision must reflect that urgency. Fant fits the mold, experienced, talented, and available. Whether this trade materializes remains to be seen. Seattle has shown patience in past negotiations and may wait to see how training camp unfolds before making a final decision. But for Pittsburgh, the time to act might be now. The groundwork is already in place. The roster is nearly complete. All that's left is one more move, a final touch that could push this team from contender to legitimate Super Bowl threat. In the end, it's not just about adding another name to the depth chart. It's about giving Aaron Rodgers every tool possible to succeed. It's about creating mismatches that opponents can't scheme away. And it's about maximizing a rare opportunity to compete at the highest level. If that means trading for Noah Fant, then the Steelers should make the call before another team beats them to it.